All right, this video is going to show you how to use the tool where you can insert a picture. So basically what you have to do when you insert a picture is you have to end up tracing the picture and extruding it. Otherwise, it doesn't actually exist as an object in this program. Okay, so for instance, if I wanted to draw something on here, that's too complex for me to make with just simple shapes, what I can do is insert a picture and then trace it. And so I'm going to go to sketch here, and I'm going to click on the front, and I'm going to sketch whatever it is that I want to sketch on the front here. Okay, and so to do that, you're going to click on this insert drawing file, and then down at the bottom, let's try that again because I think it's just off my screen. Let's see if I can get it to show here. I want to insert an image. Yeah, it can show up over here now. So I just went to the arrow, insert image, and then down at the bottom there's a little import button. And so basically you have to save yourself a file of something that you want to trace. So let's go ahead and say I want to trace, let's not do anything too complicated. Let's say it's this fish. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. Okay, I'm going to click on the picture. I'm going to get this out of the way here by clicking on the X. I've uploaded quite a few pictures recently. Okay, and now I'm just going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag it out. Okay, so let's say I want it up here. I'm going to click and drag that file out. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of find a spot for it, and let's say that's the image I want to trace. Okay, now the key here, once you have your picture, we're going to just use the line tool. There are other tools like spline where you can kind of make it so it's not just, it's not a straight line, it's a curved line. But for us, if we click in a small enough section with just straight lines, it's going to come out as if it is a curved line. So you're going to see that right here. I'll focus on this area, and then I'll kind of just do the rest really quick, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about for the whole process. I'm going to click on line. I'm going to pick a point where I'm going to start, and I'm going to zoom in really close here. Okay. And so now what I can do is I can just click a lot. And the more I click and the closer I click together, the better. Okay, and I'm just going to move along there. And any part that really starts to curve, the closer you click, the more it's going to look like a curve when you zoom out. And so I'm just moving along my line and clicking. And now see, this is a sharp curve, so I'm going to want to click a lot more around this curve. Let's see what that looks like. All right, and now I'm going to just zoom out so you can kind of see what it looks like when I'm done. So you notice it looks like a curved line because I'm clicking really close together. Now the further apart I click, the more choppy it's going to look when you try to finish it, right? So if I'm just clicking like this, my lines are a lot more rigid, and it's very obvious that I'm just using the line tool. But if you're going to click a lot, now I got kind of off my picture there. All right, I'm not going to keep going all the way around really detailed, so I'm just going to kind of click choppy kind of versions of this. And you're actually going to see in some parts it's going to look really good, and other parts it's going to look really bad. But you're going to see the parts that I clicked really close together, it's going to look a lot better. When you finally get back to the original point, you want to make sure that you're connecting it. Okay, notice it's not trying to draw a line, so I know I connected it. And now I'm done sketching. So I can actually finish my sketch here. All right, and now when I zoom out and I extrude, I should have my fish shape. That looks kind of goofy. I'm going to kind of decrease the size there so it looks a little bit better. And when I finish it, voila, I got my fish. And so the part that looks the best is where you click really close together. Now, if you were to 3D print this, these are so close together, it's going to look just like the curve that you want. And the line tool is 100% easier than using spline. When you use spline, sometimes it's hard to connect those points. And then if it's open, you're not going to be able to extrude it. You got to totally close your shape once you run into that problem. So that is the insert image tool. And so you can do that on top of an object, or if you wanted to, let's just say I'm going to do something out here. Okay, on my front plane, I can insert my image out here, and I can trace it. I don't have to have it on an object. You know, I can go ahead and let's just insert this image again, because why not? Okay, so I can actually just trace it out here and then extrude that as a normal picture as well. So if you want to make your light switch plate not the rectangle, you can do that with a different shape as well. Now the problem you're going to have is I have no idea the size of this picture, and that's a big problem. And so one of the things you can do though is you can actually dimension the picture itself. So I know the height here to here is 4.5. I can actually say, hey, I want this to be 4.5. Now I know from the top line here to this line is 4.5. I don't necessarily know what it is from this point to this point, but I have a better understanding that, hey, this is 4.5 inches from this line to this line. So I can make an educated guess. Maybe it's around 4 inches or so, maybe a little less from here to here. Is it going to do what I want to do? Then I can just trace it out, and I'm not going to actually do the whole fish here. You get the idea. Just trace it just like I did with the first one. That's the worst tracing job ever. Truthfully, I've seen worse. Finish my sketch, and then I can extrude that, and then I have my terribly traced fish. Okay. And so same concept there. Actually, I think the 0.375 might have been the depth. I kind of forgot with the light switch plate that you guys were working on. But there you go, right? So I can trace it, and I don't have that picture showing up because the picture is not actually something real unless you extrude something, okay? And so that is your insert image tool.